Welcome to the Lakefront Radio Show, broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia, where high-profile lake and waterfront professionals from across the nation are interviewed. Now, here are the hosts of the show, Chuck and Mary Thompson.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Real good. How you doing there for a nice Friday afternoon? Nice and sunny and hot.
Got big plans this weekend?
Yeah. Hey, we got great news. We got to tell our listeners. Our local Gainesville Times newspaper is going to come out and interview us and talk about our Lakefront Radio Show.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. And some of you may be aware that the big Shark Week's coming up this week.
Who isn't, if you have a TV?
Say that again?
If you have a TV, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody's talking about it. And that segues perfectly into our guest today. We are very pleased to have Patrick Douglas, CEO of SharkDiver.com out of California with us today, just in time for Shark Week. Good afternoon, Patrick.
Good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great.
We're doing real good.
Welcome to our show.
Thanks.
So, Patrick, give us a little bit of your background on how you got into the whole shark diving adventures.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting story. It's not something your average 7-year-old wakes up one morning and says, so I want to be a shark diver. And actually, I'm 40.
Okay.
So if anybody is within 35 and 40, when you were 7 years old, you weren't in the swimming pool that year because Jaws came out.
Oh,
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
But actually, I've got a funny story about that. So
okay.
My parents, when Jaws came out, my parents saw it, and they actually forbade me to go see it. And this is some impressionable 7-year-old kid. It's just beginning to be summer. So my oldest brother snuck me in.
Oh wow!
Now he'd already seen it, and he knew that once I'd seen it, I wasn't going to be in the swimming pool that summer. and this was his joke on me.
I love it.
And it worked. I wouldn't even go near the washing machine. I mean, this movie did a number on me.
What? You want me to take a shower tonight?
Showers are okay. Bathtub, forget about it. Any standing water.
You don't want to pull the drain.
Yeah, a barrel of water, an old tire with some water, and forget about it. So fast forward this entire scenario to 9 years ago.
Okay.
I pick up the phone and I call him and I say, look, I started this new company and I want you to come out with me. And he says, well, what's it all about? I said, just meet me in San Diego. So he shows up, bleary-eyed. I put him on this boat. 24 hours later, I got him face-to-face with a great white shark.
A little payback, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. His eyes are as big as saucers. And at first, when we arrived, we dropped the cages, right? And he knows that we're going to go see some sharks, but when the first 15-foot white shark showed up, he just looked at me and he said, oh, hell no.
Brothers, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard to even imagine. I mean,
oh, my gosh.
Well, it took a few years, but, I don't forget these things.
Uh-huh. You have a long memory.
Absolutely. Well, it's the Italian heritage.
Okay. Now it all comes out.
now, I know these cages are constructed, they're pretty good. You shouldn't have anything to worry about, be concerned about. But I'm sure you've got a story.
Oh, absolutely.
Give us just
absolutely. Well, look, here's the thing about white sharks. They're not what people make them out to be. These ravenous, as we've kind of progressed in time, we've done a lot of research and study on these critters. Mm-hmm. And I say we collectively. This is mostly the research establishment that's been doing this. We've gone from the knowledge that white sharks are, back in the 70s. I remember those toys that came out. And it was a big white shark, and you could stuff your hand inside and pull out a license plate, a tire, half a dog, whatever, transmission. The white sharks back then were considered garbage eaters of the sea, opportunistic. They would feed on anything. We've come to realize that white sharks are really intelligent critters.
Okay.
And very selective, very picky feeders. So, we come to this. With the knowledge that they're very powerful critters as well. So we had to build our cage systems around an animal that weighed 1.5 tons and had the ability to to really do some damage should it choose to do so. The thing that amazed me about it was that they don't choose to do so. But, needless to say, our cages are built 5,000-pound crush strength, 10,000 pound around the aperture, just to move it.
Yeah.
And we got a shark on site. His name is Bruce.
Bruce.
That's the name of the shark from Jaws.
Well, yeah. And there's some other ones. There's Shredder. There's Cuddles, beautiful shark. We've named them pretty much every last one of them out there. But Bruce's favorite thing is a tail slap, and we don't know why he does it. It's a really odd behavior, but he'll come underneath. It's a 15, 16-foot animal, by the way. He'll come underneath the cage and then slap the bottom of the cage with his tail. Mm-hmm. Now, our cages weigh 800 pounds each.
Okay.
And we've got 4 divers in. Your average American's about 200 pounds.
Uh-huh.
So add another 800 pounds to
Right.
He's lifting dead weight, 1,600 pounds straight up, and he'll move that cage about 6 inches straight up out of the water and back down again.
Wow.
We don't know why he does that, but it's quite impressive when it does, and it'll rattle the fillings out of your head.
Oh, I guess. So you normally have about 4 divers in your cage at a time?
Yeah, we kind of built, when we looked at the South African model, these kind of chicken wire cages, the round ones, we said, nah, that's not going to work for us here.
Right.
So we built these cages that were 10 feet long each, 5 feet wide, and 10 feet tall.
Okay.
What kind of
So they're the largest shark cages on the planet. We put 2 in the water at any given time.
What kind of warranty on those cages?
10 years and counting.
You'll know when the warranty's up, right?
Oh, yeah, you will.
Now, from what I see on your site and everything, you guys pioneered this whole cage diving scenario, right?
No, we
kinda?
like to say we pioneered it, but let me just say we helped pioneer the California experience.
Oh, okay.
There were some much more intelligent and bright guys than me that started this thing in South Africa and South Australia. Rodney Fox in South Australia. Got to give props to him. He's the guy that built this whole thing. But in California, myself and 2 other operators basically were the ones that built the entire industry from the ground up and created new cages, new flotation systems, new ways of bolting them to the back of the vessel, gimbals, protocols, the whole 9 yards. Because each shark site worldwide is a little bit different than any other. Mm-hmm. And it kind of reflects the flavor.
So
For example, I think in South Africa, when you come out of the cage, they give you a slap across the face and a pat in the back. In California, when you come out, you get a glass of Pinot Noir and a really nice crostini with a little bruschetta mix on top.
Oh, very nice.
It's a different experience.
Very, very nice. So, Patrick, when you when you got started, I mean, is there any kind of special training that you have to have, either yourself as, the diver, and then do your clients have to have any previous
like
training
they have to be
of
certified
any kind?
scuba divers?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, you don't.
Okay.
We really looked at this as a way of, with 2 things. One, with the advent of Shark Week, and who doesn't look at that, show, 27.5 million people watched it last year.
Yeah.
There's a huge bunch of people out there who are not dive certified who would love to go see a great white shark. So we really looked at it hard and said, well, where's our safety and how could we get somebody who is very proficient in snorkeling into this experience? And after a while, we realized, well, this is the way to do it. So, yeah, we do accept non-certified divers. Mm-hmm. We do hookah, which is a dedicated air source to a regulator. And the cages are only 10 feet deep, so if you're 6 foot, you're only 4 feet from the surface.
Okay.
So we built the whole thing that we could take pretty much anybody. I've had people as old as 85, and I've had people as young as 12 in there. Yeah.
What happens when they start to freak out on you when they're in that? Have had any weirdness going on like that?
No, hopefully our crew has prepped everybody.
Yeah.
And the comfort level is there. We don't ever push the envelope, and that's a real key component to shark diving worldwide.
Yeah.
You never ever push the envelope. These are big, powerful animals. So if you're pushing the envelope by having the sharks